That's soon. That's gonna happen here. First startup, new piston, new rings, new graphics, all sorts of other stuff. Let's get to the important bit. Choke on. Yeah. She wants to choke. Gonna let it come up to temperature to where I can touch it. First time we gotta do a break-in. Keep it just above idle. Let it come up to temperature 1, shut her down, let her cool off, and then give her. Choke off now. It'll run without choke. Cylinder isn't quite warm to the touch yet. On the cylinder. Just starting to get warm. We'll go ahead and shut it down. So right off the bat, you can see the engine oil is just right where it needs to be. That's good. No big leaks anywhere. It's not spitting out any engine oil, no radiator fluid anywhere. No transmission fluid dumping everywhere. That's really hot. The exhaust is really hot. Oh yeah, cylinder got pretty warm on that side. We'll let her cool all the way down. Then we'll go take her for a ride. I don't know. I did some research when I was filling the cap on the radiator. I spilled some radiator fluid and it was pooling up right in the bottom down here and just keeps coming down on the exhaust, so I'm not concerned about that little bit of wisps going up. Did research on how to break these bikes in, and kind of two schools of thought. Either do the slow break in and do little bits at a time, make sure it's not at 100% throttle, and there's other guys that say bring it up to 1 heat cycle, take it on the track. And yeah, so I figure there's a bunch of idiots every day that do this. I can't screw it up that bad, right? Right. All right, might as well talk about what's been done on this, waiting for it to cool down. So let's go from the front and work our way back. So bought this bike from a friend, and he had extra parts for it. So he had new tires, new tubes, and so that was included in the purchase. Thank you, buddy. So first thing is new tire, new tube on the front. I put new pads in the front. They were out of spec. They were down to the wear lines. The rotor spec'd out okay, so I wasn't too worried about it. Front wheel bearings seemed okay. These are aftermarket wheels. Company's out of business now, so I just had to measure them and go to the bearing store and get the ones for the back. Didn't I say I was going to work my front to back? Okay, how about wheels bottom up? How about that? Okay. Back wheel, bearings, seals, tire tube, new sprocket on the back. I put a 51 back here. Got a new O-ring chain, which might be a little tight, but we'll check that after I ride it a couple times. Of course, after the engine work, did the engine oil, transmission fluid, radiator fluid. But otherwise, on the intake side, not a whole lot of changes. Haven't touched the carburetor. Did clean the air filter. So this side of the motor, not real exciting. I put a new sprocket on the front. Already mentioned the new chain. On this side, outer clutch hub was worn, so bought a new outer clutch hub. Again, purchase of the bike came with the new clutch and springs and all that jazz. Not really sure if that's worked yet. We'll find out when we take it for a ride. Had like 3 different exhaust systems, so the header tube is what was on the bike, but on the back side there's an FMF pipe, and he had it off the bike when I bought it. Just he wanted it to be quieter around the house. But that inspection cover, the outer hub will not come out. The basket won't come out. You can get the clutches and all that jazz out, but you need to take that whole side of the engine off in order to get that hub off, that outer hub. So did all that. That made it go another weekend. And I checked the valves. Valves were totally in spec. This bike has 130 hours on it from 2008. This is a 2008 bike. The guy I bought it from didn't do hardly any racing. He's a very good rider. Props, buddy. But he bought a brand new bike and he was selling this and had to take the opportunity. I had no intention on buying a 450. It's a lot of power. So anyway, where was I? Anything else here? No. He was convincing. He was trying to get me to put a new rings and piston in it. And I was kind of holding off. I don't think so. Blah, blah, blah. The valves are in spec. It should be fine. I rode it once. Scared the hell out of me. So I thought, no, I'm not going to do it. We're going to take this bike to Odessa. Do the Desert 100. But, you know, that didn't work out. So had time to go ahead and screw around with the cylinder. So I did take all the top end off. Put a new piston in there. Rings, all that. So Wiseco piston and rings, and she fired up first time. The only thing that I'm a little about is the ring gap in there is on the tighter side, which I think can be bad. But who knows? I threw caution to the wind and just decided to start it up, take it for a ride, because well, there's nothing else better to do. So See how she feels now. Yeah, still warm to the touch. Give her maybe another 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. 133.1 hours. Close enough. Cooling down. See if it'll fire up, and we'll go give her a rip down the road. Joke. man! Had it in neutral. I was just trying to get up there to the the stand. Didn't want to have to push it. Guess I don't get a choice. Muscle memory, I just reached down for a kickstand. Jackass. Alrighty then. Let's see. Yeah, can't really see the engine oil. Might have to check that. Yeah. Just able to put your hand on there. Radiator fluid feels like it's coming up a little bit there. Okay, well, happy stay-at-home people. I'm gonna take it for probably one more rip down the driveway once I check that engine fluid, engine oil, and go from there. Oh, that's something I forgot to see. I did. Look at that, little donuts. Oh, I can smell radiator fluid though. Hoping that's just burning off. Yeah, hitting that washboard just. Never open when hot. Oh, I put a point 1 on there. 132, 3.2. Yeah. Clutch feels really good. Smooth, no herky jerky. The first time I drove it, it was a little bit, and my buddy was saying he went in there to go put the new clutch in, saw the state that outer clutch hub was in, and said nope, he wasn't going to do it. If he wasn't going to do it, I wasn't going to do it. That was $200. Piston and rings was $125. Rear, okay, so the sprockets, chain, that was like 65 bucks. I just bought all that stuff on Rocky Mountain. Well, not the clutch hub. That was on eBay. The rear wheel bearings back here, those were just from the local bearing shop. I think those were like 15-20 bucks, something like that. What am I doing? Oh yeah, engine oil. Might be on the high side. I filled it up to be on the high side. When it was on the stand, yeah, it's definitely on the high side. If this is considered on the level, I think I'm just going to leave it. There's no reason to try and pull oil out of there, over-oiling a motor. You know, I've seen videos of like V8s and stuff where they just put like 7 quarts, 8 quarts in, and it just pretty much cuts the power down. Not going to be a problem for this. I mean, I suppose some of that could splash up into the piston or something, but this is my worried face. Not worried. So I think on this next run, I'm going to run all the way down to the pavement road. That was where I turned around down there, was a mile away. So I figure if I go back and do that loop again, go down to the neighbor's house, rip down, but just keep going, that should be 3 miles from here down to that corner where I'll turn around this second time. And I'm not going to go take it off into the off-road at all. I want to double check this front fork setup because you're supposed to load it up with that floater on the right, and it was making me, friggin' hell am I doing over here? It was making me wonder if I didn't have this torqued right or something. I know I do, but what's the worst that could happen, right? They're gonna lose control. Okay. Well, now that she's sort of warmed up, I think we can start it without the choke. I've been trying not to twist the throttle when I start it. Same thing with the big old CRF450R. You're not supposed to. And, well, at least with that other one, sometimes it just simply wants it. I got a little bit of rubbing, it looks like, or maybe some chain. No, it's definitely something rubbing on the rear. I got a new rubber deal, slider plastic on the inside, and that slider was kind of gnarled up, so I had to straighten that out. That rear lower one looks like it's rubbing a little. Yeah, something will give. Won't be the sprocket, that's for sure. Okay. Let's see. Nope. Fuel on. I left it on. Okay, good. Oh, come on. Okay. Let's try the hot start. See what happens with that. That seemed to work. that's it. Well, thanks for coming along for the ride. Yeah, just check for oil leaks, and I think she's a success. I won't be winning no motos. So put a couple tenths of an hour on there. I think what I'm gonna do, just for giggles, I'm not gonna be doing any riding out and about, major stuff. So we'll check the head, torque those back down real quick. That won't take all but 15 minutes to do, 20, whatever. Check the chain, make sure all this stuff is nice and tight. Looks like it loosened up quite a bit, but check and make sure the back's tight back here. Retorque the axles down. I think I'll be happy with that. I did get new licensing stickers. Yeah, well, didn't grenade on me. Huh, that's interesting. All right, till next time.